What's up guys, Cody over here at Form First Fitness. I've been getting a lot of questions about what a general warm-up should be looking like, so I'm down here in my garage, just wanted to drop you guys a quick video. It doesn't really matter what your typical workout split is. It doesn't matter if you're doing 3 days a week, 4 days a week. It doesn't matter if you're doing full body splits or if you're doing upper lower push pull. We still want to be priming the entire body. As warm-up indicates, the whole focus is getting that heart rate up a little bit, maybe getting a light sweat, and then priming the muscles that you know you are going to work, and kind of those secondary muscles like core activation, things like that. So to start every warm-up, I always like the rule of hundreds. Either going on a 200-yard run, grabbing a jump rope, doing 100 jump ropes, or if you don't have room or access, just 100 jumping jacks. I do commonly see a lot of issues with jump ropes where a lot of elbows flaring, a lot of uneven hands, and we're starting to work things that kind of aren't our focus. So if you are going to go with the jump rope approach, just make sure when you get into that jump rope, you are keeping those elbows tight. The tension and turn from the rope is coming from the wrist, and you have a smooth, controlled tempo. You are not going as fast as humanly possible. You want to gradually build that tempo as you progress through the jump ropes. Same thing for those jumping jacks, full range of motion, and just make sure you're gradually building to get that heart rate up, but something sustainable. After we get the heart rate up from that 200-yard run, those 100 jumping jacks, or the 100 jump ropes, I then like getting everyone into a flow that keeps that heart rate up, yet starts priming all of the muscles within the body. So the first movement I always like having my clients start with is a pike. What we're going to do for a pike, you are going to get in a tall plank or push-up position. We're going to have elbows elongated. We are gripping the ground with each finger to take a little pressure off of the wrist. Shoulders should be stacked above the fingers, not stacked above the wrist. So we're slightly leaning forward, pressing from the ball of our foot, and then your first move is going to be driving the hips to the ceiling while you press the forehead towards your toes. So first move, hips up towards the ceiling, press forward with those hands, drive the forehead to the toes, making sure that the heels are still high, just going to help activate that posterior chain a little bit more. Then slowly slide forward, get those shoulders over the fingers again. Second one, drive those hips up, push forward with those hands, drive the forehead to the toes. We are doing 4 total, so then you're just going to find that flow as you progress. Slow and steady. Remember, this is warm up. We just want to feel those shoulders stabilize and activate. Once we finish those 4 pikes, we're going to continue that flow by moving into 6 push-ups. We are staying in that exact same position, shoulders over fingertips, actively gripping the ground with each finger, pressing through the ball of the foot, nice tight core. You are going to drop that chest as those elbows come down and back, okay? We're not flaring out, gonna put too much pressure on the shoulder. So coming back in a 45-degree angle, nice light touch with that chest, strong press. Notice my tempo, smooth and controlled. We are not trying to go as fast as possible. We want as much activation and core control as we move through these 6 reps. If you cannot do 12 push-ups easily, 12 strict push-ups easily, you should be doing this warm-up on your knees, okay? So instead of 6 strict push-ups, 6 kneeling push-ups. That position is the same though. So once you're on those knees, still shifting those shoulders forward, actively gripping the ground with the hands, elbows still coming back at that 45-degree angle, nice light touch with that chest, strong press up. Smooth and controlled down, strong coming up. Okay, once we are done with our 6 push-ups, we are going to drop to our belly and do 8 Supermans. When you are doing a Superman, your focus is to drive the belly and the upper thigh off the ground simultaneously. The whole point of a Superman is to really activate that back, activate the erectors that kind of line your spine. So hands out in front. I always like having thumbs up. I think it just helps with that shoulder activation and drive. We're going to squeeze the shoulder blades together and then draw them down to the middle of our back. And notice that just lifts my chest a little bit off the ground. Eyes looking down, and then from there, trying to peel the belly button and the thighs off the ground. Hold, and then full release. Belly button and thighs peeling off the ground, hold, and a full release. We're gonna do 8 of those. Okay, after we are done with 8 Supermans, we wanna warm up those hips, loosen up those hips a little bit. So we are going to do 10 wide mountain climbers. For the wide mountain climbers, we are going back to that push-up or tall plank position, getting a lot of core activation by just maintaining this position throughout our warm-up. You are going to drive one foot to the outside of that hand, and then we're gonna try to do a quick switch. So what I mean by that is, I'm gonna take my left leg, I'm gonna come to the outside of that left hand. Notice getting a lot of hip and glute activation out of this. Then with a quick rotation or quick switch of my feet, I'm gonna bring my left foot back while I drive my right foot to the outside of my right hand. Hold for a quick second, feel the stretch in the hip before I switch. Hold, switch, trying to keep my back nice and flat, okay? As we go through this, I don't want to see any significant rounding. We're trying to keep that core and posture intact as I go through 10 total. Okay, from there, we're then gonna warm up those legs a little bit more. So we are going to do 12 squats. With a squat, we always want to focus on form, which is hips back first, knees flaring out as you then sit into it. We're gonna add a calf raise as we come up to get a little more ankle stability involved in this general warm-up, okay? So, coming back down, heels touching the ground, hips back, knees coming out, slow and controlled down, good drive coming up, onto the ball of your foot, slow and controlled coming down, and find that flow. Okay, body should be thoroughly warmed up by now. We just want to add a short explosive movement to really activate that central nervous system. I tend to like bench hops or tuck jumps. Just helps with the heart, with that central nervous system activation. So if you have a bench or anything you can use, plyo box, that works great. Make sure we have a nice firm stance, slightly outside shoulder width apart, hips back, those arms are back so we can use that arm drive, and quick jump, soft landing, step down, reset those feet. This is not one right after the next. We want to make sure we're focusing on that explosiveness. So hips back, knees out a little bit, arms coming back, and explode. If you do not have access to a bench for your warm-up, tuck jumps are just fine. So you're gonna be in that same starting position, right outside shoulder width apart, hips back, use that arm drive so arms come back, and tuck right into that next one. Drive the knees. 3 total. All right, after that last box jump or tuck jump, the body should be thoroughly warmed up. You should be ready to attack any workout that you're doing. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.